experience is not higher than your normal experience. In fact, it's lower. You are in the state of, screw up your eyes and say, yes, I think I'm floating. You are not floating, just grow up. The thing is, so this is how you distinguish a spiritually kind of heightened experience and a lower experience which is more like daydreaming. And sometimes we mix them both up. We think daydreaming is, that's what these guys are on about. So you screw up your eyes and you want to go into that feeling. This nonsense is complete rubbish. The reason why I warn is because most Hindus are gullible. They get easily caught up by this kind of gimmicks being sold in the name of religion, in the name of spirituality, in the name of meditation. Meditation is not an easy peasy thing. 1 in a million succeed, and when they succeed, their features change, their mannerism change, they become world transformers, they become dramatic, dynamic, because why? The intensity with which they are interacting with reality is shot up. They can influence society. They become the Buddhas and the Christ and the Krishnas of this world. They come with tremendous intensity because they see there's oneness with the rest of creation. They can mold whole of societies. And that's what they do. This is, if you like, the end product of spirituality. If you are successful in touching base with the essential nature of the spirit, become a true spiritual humanist, you can influence society for the better. Why better? Because you see this linkage. How can you harm anything or anybody? Every step you take will be taken with such measure that you can never harm anybody or the rest of society. You can just help because you can't help yourself. This is your nature. So I think I should finish with that final question, unless there are some pressing questions. Yes, sir. I'll take one more question. If you can you switch off? Otherwise, you see.
The 3 Middle Eastern religions, that is Judaism, Christianity and Islam, on one side, and Hinduism and the religions which have evolved out of Hinduism. Well, Jainism isn't another religion because Hindus accept them as one of them. But Buddhism, Sikhism, and many other minor sects, they're all diametrically opposite, really, in many, many ways, to the 3 Middle Eastern religions. How do you think we can find a common ground between them? Even just as far as to get them into the same room and discuss it. Because in some of them, to listen to any other religion other than their own, how can I put it, is haram. How do you find a common ground?
Good.
And then I have a remark to make on Bollywood. 60 or 70 years ago, I was a fan of Bombay music, Hindi films. The love of the songs, old ones, has still persisted, but the rest has passed. But in the present climate, the youngsters following Bollywood might end up creating a form of unity in different parts of India, which all the politicians will never ever succeed. So while I can't stand it when I see it on television, I hope it survives because it will give unity to people who are linguistically different, probably ethnically different, going to a wider term, even racially different, but they don't belong to the 3 Middle Eastern religions. If they behave like people are behaving in other parts of the world, they will always be at each other's throat. If Bollywood can create and cement that unity, then I say, Bollywood Zindabad.
Thank you. So there are lots of Bollywood fans here, so I'm in trouble here, but never mind. Let me answer the first part of the question. The first part said, you got the 3 Abrahamic traditions, and you got the 4 Indic traditions. They seem to be diametrically opposed. In a way, all the Indic religions are inclusivist by nature. If you are a Jain, one of the key teachings of Jainism is called Anekantavad. See, pluralism, purest pluralism. This is really ingrained in Jainism. Buddhism, Sikhism, you can see trying to reconcile Hinduism and Islam. Tremendous effort put in. So it's a pluralistic tradition. So its pluralism is ingrained in the Indic traditions generally. There are some sects within Hinduism which are exclusivist. We alone are right, the rest of you are lost. Oh, we have those as well. But overall it's inclusivist and pluralistic by tradition. And you go to the Abrahamic tradition, they are exclusivist. I'm struggling with the Church of England, I can put it on record. They say, Jay, we like you, a gentle chap, you're such a lovely chap, but pluralism keep away. Only Christ, otherwise you're lost. This is the central teaching of Christianity. Because of He spilled His blood for humanity, we are saved, otherwise you're all lost. And it's just one chap, not you're a Christian and all that. So we have no time for all this pluralism. So I'm struggling. So the first part of the question, how do you handle the Abrahamic tradition in contrast to the Indic tradition? My answer is going to be very simple. With great difficulty. That's a very blunt answer, okay? That's the short one. The second one, about Bollywood. The reason why I pass critical comment, because I'm not a spoiled sport. But you see, it is easy for humanity to try and find, if you like, unity at the lowest common denominator. You see, in maths we learn this lovely stuff. And I love maths, there's lots of mathematicians here, and they'll say, yeah, this talking our language. The lowest common denominator means there are some commonality which in a way are the commonality of the animal instinct. Animal, this beautiful one, must drool, chase after, make money. You see, so this is, if you like, falling back on the lowest common denominator to find the unity amongst ourselves. I'll be very sad because you're looking at the commonality at the animal level. It turns into whimpering animal at the end of Bollywood. So wallowing in sentimentality, you are finished by the time you're completely gone. You see, they in a way invoke the lower instincts in humanity. That's the reason why I'm making critical comments. I'm not a spoiled sport. So I would say, rather than lowest common denominator, another lovely term you learned in mathematics which may be useful is called the highest common factor. So rather than look at the LCD, why don't you look at HCF, highest common factor? That's also in maths. That means what is that links humanity? Spirit. Very exclusive, very when I say exclusive, I mean very special and very unusual. So it lifts us, you see, from the animal to the human, from the human to the divine. It's a very tough journey. But the process of evolution should not stop with humanity. It must take us further up towards the divine. And this is what spiritual humanism, or the idea of highest common factor, the thing that really is the highest in us, that links all of us, is the spirit. So rather than look at ourselves as the common animals chasing after each other and biting and killing each other, look at the highest, the thing that links us, highest common factor, spirit. So I'm going to finish with these two like mathematical metaphors and say, let's go for the highest common factor. I'm going to finish with that. Thank you, my friends. Thank you.